So what do you think?
I don't know. I suppose we have to. We're obligated contractually with Newt, so we have to do one of these. As my counsel, I'm sure, has informed you, I'm over this. This is a project that has, really run its course, but we'll probably do it in a couple of years' worth. It was good renewing our ties with our sponsor tonight, Newt's.
It was.
Good. There's a couple people in this world I like making laugh. One's my mom, and the other one is Cory. Because it's kind of hard to do until you do, and then it gets pretty easy after that. But
he was pretty relaxed tonight.
He was. Then he got called into duty.
Yeah.
So, all right. Have we started this episode yet?
We have.
All right. Well, let's maybe run that theme music. We're back. We have theme music. It was put out by some local lads called the Feegee, just Feegee, and I'm going to see them play tomorrow at a event where I might not be the desired demographic to be there. I might not even be welcome there, so we'll find out. But I come in peace. I'm just there for the music. I respect people, and I hope they don't have a problem with me just being a white cis male. It's a pretty progressive event I'm going to. I just there for the band, man. I don't want to, I'll support. I mean, to a degree. I'm not sure I'm down with everything this group's into, but that's okay. It shouldn't. I mean, we should be able to coexist, shouldn't we?
Yeah, it's the Feegee.
The Feegee.
They just are doing it there.
There's like 6 bands playing, so yeah, it's a gig for them. It's a gig that's part of a thing, and there are hot dogs being served. That's all I can say about it at this point. I'm assuming they're served traditionally. Bun, napkin, little paper plate, hopefully. I don't know. But, hey, I'm open-minded.
You are.
I do like a hot dog. So that's good. This is the Ascertainers. Oh, my voice sounds a little smoky tonight, doesn't it?
It does. That's what I mentioned.
I don't know why. I did have COVID. I hope none of you got it. It wasn't as fun as it used to be. But so I think I got it like 2 weeks ago. So I'm pretty sure I'm over it. But I had a long day today. Let's talk about who the Ascertainers are. It's on my list. It's literally the first item because we usually don't make it through this. We are Mark and Jim. That is Mark.
Hello, everyone.
I am Jim. And we've been doing this for about 70 episodes now. Who knew? And in about 70 more, we'll get good at it. And you should stick around for that, for the evolution of said podcast.
Please.
We have a cool little sign that somebody made for us. What would you call that? It's like a plaque. It says the Ascertainers on it.
I was thinking of what you would call it on the video that I'm recording.
Well, it's placed in the foreground of the video, so it's kind of like a cool little thing that makes us look like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But then they'll hear it. Is there going to be audio or just video?
Oh, I didn't turn the mic on.
I don't think you should. No, I think it's bad enough for the people that have to listen to this. You either listen to it or you see it. You shouldn't be able to put the two together.
Well, I was videoing just to look at the placement and how it all.
Smart. You're the IT guy around here, Eddie. So that's good. So anyway, we live in Minnesota. We're old AARP level age people. Mark is retired. I still work. We have not recorded in 3 weeks.
I think you're correct.
Yeah. So we caught lightning in a bottle with Mark's high school friend, Mark's best friend, and according to Steve, just his friend. I felt so not bad for you. I thought it was hilarious. But anyway, and I owe Steve an apology because I called him, I think, an idiot.
But I think you were calling me an idiot and not Steve.
Oh, so it's like math. It's like a double negative. So I don't have to apologize anymore. Fuck both of you. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Hide the kids. We do drop some Effenheimers on this. But anyway, it's been a while. So this episode is kind of a catch up. We had a topic for the last 3 episodes and never got to it. So we'll just kind of have that in our hip pocket. But I thought this would be kind of a little housekeeping and, just kind of get back into the swing of things. We did have dinner tonight at a local restaurant. Not sure if you've heard of it. It's called what?
Newt's.
Newt's, you say? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Newt's is a fine emporium, a burger emporium. Maybe, is that taken? That sounds good. Emporium. You get burger, you get popcorn. That's like a caveman. You get burger. And yeah, we saw, how many people did we see that we knew tonight? We saw one couple and one individual. And
Not counting the workers.
Not counting the staff. The staff is great. We love the staff there. Sarah, Cory, Dawn tonight. A couple new people tonight. Pretty rare to see new people. We saw some new people. But yeah, if you're in the South Metro of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, can't encourage you enough to go to the Newt's in Apple Valley and tell them that the Ascertainers told you to stop on by. And yeah, but I feel like they've been with us kind of from the beginning. And yeah, it's good. Sometimes they get so busy you can't talk to the big man, the GM, Cory.
Right.
But yeah, tonight he was in a good mood, and it was good. It's always good to see him. So anyway, what do you got to say?
You had the Rojo.
I ate Mark's burger. The San Diego Smash Burger is very good, but I had that a couple nights ago. I went to Newt's twice this week because I was tardy. I hadn't gone. What do you call that? Truant. Was that truant? Like when you miss school? Is that truancy?
That is truancy when you miss school.
Oh, really? You call me an idiot?
I didn't. It's a great one.
We taught the word funner. Is that what came up? We talked about the bastardization of the English language. And I think if it was up to me, we wouldn't talk about music. I guess we really don't anyway. We would just break down how people say words incorrectly. And was that wrong? Life of illusion. But technically, I think it could be a life of illusion as well. I really shouldn't have put that on the air. Now people are our email inbox is going to load up.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I hate when that happens. We get a lot of them. You got the COVID? COVID's coming at you. Mark has put a big, I don't know why he stitched together Trojan condoms, because it's a sheath, a barrier that protects him from the COVID and a lot of other sexually transmitted diseases. But it seems like a big effort. That's like a 6x6, like 6 foot by 6 foot ribbed and lubricated wall that you put between us. What did you use to stitch those together?
Do you remember the Naked Gun scene?
When they both put body condoms on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we should do. I heard a guy say that he wears a condom all the time. And
that way he never forgets?
No, actually he puts 2 on. And then when he's getting ready to have sex, he takes 1 off, and it's kind of like an on-deck batter taking the donut off. I like that visual. That's just me, though. So since we last got together, there was a little festival that I'm involved in that Mark went to, but Mark did not have a positive experience at the car show, which is unfortunate. But
I did. I enjoyed the car show. I always enjoy it.
Yeah, but you got a tough spot, like really tough. Like you were on an end of a thing that went, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 blocks maybe?
There weren't as many vehicles there this time because of the weather.
Oh, because of the threat of severe storm? Yeah. Well, it missed us.
And it never rained.
Boy, was it the next day, though, or the next weekend? It was the following Saturday and Sunday. It was like deluge. Is that a word?
It is.
Don't make me spell it.
The Canterbury Car Show is one of the better ones out there. I enjoyed myself.
What makes it good? As a non-car guy, what makes it good? Just because there's a lot of cars there, or because there's food vendors and stuff? And
a large car show. It feels very intimate.
Like station wagons? Station vans? Like a large car show? Like how big are these cars?
A car show that's well attended.
Oh, voluminous?
Are we going to do an English?
A lot of volume. I don't think that's voluminous. I don't think that's the correct application of that word. And by the way, since no one's listening now, we can just do whatever we want. Because
I shouldn't have brought that up about funner in the car, because
I know.
Now you're going to
I was like, who is this? I looked in the back. I'm like, did we pick up the wrong guy? Because Mark's not a language snob.
I am not.
We've got to do the radio game real quick. I do have to say one thing, though. And we don't like to be political or anything like that, but I'm worried about the news. I mean, Huey Lewis is doing fine, but what are those guys up to? I thought that would be funny.
It was.
Get it? The news?
Yeah.
And the Pips. How about the Pips? Or the Heartbreakers? It's hard to say. That's all I had. That was my fucking shot. I was like, oh, I just have to place it correctly.
Well, let's do the radio game.
What is the radio game? I'm on timeout. I put myself on the bench instead of play out here for that last one.
Radio game is Jim and I picked 4 bands. 2 are legacy bands. 2 are not played as much on local station here, KQ92. And then we listen to it. If we pick the correct one that's playing at the time that we listen to it,
nothing happens.
Well, there is a video of you.
Yeah.
Being very.
And then I got dethroned 2 weeks later, and then that person got dethroned 3 weeks later. So, and the one person that my brother Jeff, that episode didn't air. That didn't have the right energy. Although we'll probably play it later when we get lazy and don't have anything left to do.
Or we have something like this last.
But Steve, Super Steve, why wouldn't Steve win the radio game? He did everything else. That guy could tell a story. I'd love to have him on again. I'd like to have my brother Steve on too. This is a very Steve-friendly podcast. See what I did with my hand? I felt like Trump. Steve-friendly. Sorry, Trump. The guy from my poker league. Okay. We call him Trump. I don't know why. Because he always leads with the same suit.
Oh, not from poker, but from bridge.
Is that it? I don't know, though. I don't know my card games. I know.
Or hearts.
In poker. Oh, hearts, you say. All right, Mark, what do you got for the radio game? You want me to go first? You want to go first?
You go first.
I'm going to do my legacy, which is more like bands that are more well-known. So I'm going to go with the Scorpions, and I'm going to go with Paul McCartney, just to be a douche, because I would be able to then get Wings, the Beatles, and Paul McCartney solo.
Well, you only had one.
I need a win.
Solo that would be played on.
What's that? Hey Jude?
That would be, the solo one would be Ram On.
Ram On.
It's all the people from Wings, but it was Paul McCartney's first.
All right. Well, you let me know if that gets played, because I don't think I know that song.
Well, Uncle Albert's on it.
Oh. Really?
So you do know it.
Uncle Albert?
Yep.
Fantastic. What do you got?
For my legacy ones, I'm going with Boston and Led Zeppelin.
Nice. Strong. I'm going with April Wine and Great White. What? I don't know if Great White's ever been
Well, I'm going with Foghat because I said I'd pick it last night.
You did.
And then Free.
Free. That was on the other day, too.
Because I heard another song of theirs that's excellent, Mr. Big.
I think you brought that up.
Yeah, last night.
It's a commercial right now. Oh, Mark and I went to the track. We did one of our Men About Town, draw your own conclusions. But I have some buddies that we go to the track every summer, Canterbury Downs or Canterbury Park, I think they call it now, horse racing track. And so we went. It was a Drew, 2 Marks, and a Jim. And we won the first 4 races. And then we lost the next 4 races. And the last 2 of those 4 that we lost, we literally had money on every horse but the one that won it. And they were not close victories. It was just ass kickings.
The last race had 5 horses. We picked 4. And
the one that won it by and it was a 350-yard race. It was a quarter horse race, and it won by 2 lengths. That's a real.
And I think that was the long shot that won. That last one.
I don't know about that. I think we were so worried about cashing a good ticket that I think we left that one. I don't think it was that long. Still a commercial on there. But I cashed my Kentucky Derby ticket, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's I forgot to cash my winning ticket, but I think I made $70 or 60 some dollars on it. $56 bet, $129 what is that? 60 carry the 2. My brain hurts today because I golfed. I golfed 18 holes today at a scramble, kind of a hospital foundation golf tournament with a good friend of mine, Rob, I went to high school with and college roommates. And his kid is the CFO of this hospital. So it was okay.
Wow. You didn't mention that.
Oh, no. Good kid. I didn't bring up the podcast because that's where kind of worlds collide. I don't really want anything associated because we do business with that hospital, my company, and I don't want really anybody knowing. I want to keep my Worlds Apart journey. I think that Worlds Apart, was that not a song or an album by them?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to look it up. I don't think it is. But anyway, it was a hot, muggy day, and we played horrible golf, but had great laughs and a good time. And then luckily Chris, my wife, my trophy wife Chris, my first wife Chris, only wife Chris, I should probably throw that in there too. She wanted to get a little change of scenery. So she's like, oh, I'll go up there with you and I'll just go like read a book by a lake or some shit. And it was like 2 hours north of here. It's kind of considered getting close to up north. And so luckily that meant I could just hammer beers on the golf course, which might have affected my play. And then she gave me a ride home, which I napped through the majority of. And then we grabbed Mark, went to Newt's, had a little din, and here we are, right here. This is
nice
let's see
day.
If there's a song on. Pretty good day. Pretty good little Saturday. Actually, It's a Friday, but come on. That doesn't even count. All right, the song that was on the radio that corresponded poorly with our picks was AC/DC, which is becoming the new Journey.
Yes.
There's Journey and AC/DC get played more than any other bands, I think, on KQ.
I guess
at least during our radio
if
game.
If we pick AC/DC, you got to do Bon Scott or Brian Johnson.
Oh, boy.
You can't have both.
I like that, but Journey's just Journey.
Yes.
You could go Greg Rowley, though. You remember, like, the old stuff, like the Lights and what's the other one?
I do not.
Space Cowboy. No, what was that? I think Journey Infinity has Lights Go Down the City. And there's another one where Greg, the guy with the giant afro, played keyboards. He sang like the beginning, and then Steve Perry came in and cleaned up for him. I got to think of the other song is. If only there was a way. Oh, if only there were a way. I want to be the number one podcast of English teachers and people that swear a lot, because I'd like to get critiqued on how well I swore and how well I how would you grade this paper if this spoken word were written down? Because there's like was's and wers, and I feel like I'm kind of on top of my was's and wers.
I don't want that to happen because I would have a lot of red ink on my...
I love it. I think that's great. I think it's hilarious that
would be...
you don't talk good. Wheel in the Sky, did I say that yet? And Lights. Wheel in the Sky and Lights were the two songs off, but that's not enough to say, I have to pick between Bon Scott and the other one.
I don't remember him singing in Wheel in the Sky. I only hear Steve Perry.
Oh, I'll play it for you later.
Okay. We are not a comedy podcast.
The people
we are about music and getting the information out.
And good grammar. I mean, we're filling a need out there. There's a niche out there. We pretty much own this niche. We're the niche bitches. No, that's not.
I have a niche itch.
You have an itch. Yeah, you should get that looked at, man. I can tell you that. Let's talk about Hall & Oates, but we talk about Meatloaf a lot, and we talk about how he'll do anything for love, but he won't do that. Well, Hall & Oates can't go for that. Aye, no can do. I can't go for that. What do you think? Do you think that it's the same thing?
It could be.
We got looking at that. What's going on with your phone? Did you order food?
There's some ad, and I can't get rid of it.
Did you order tickets?
No, it was for some Viagra or something. I'm sure.
You ever done Viagra? I never have. My heart doctor's like, well, you know what? Why don't you just go ahead and deal with whatever you're dealing with? I don't really have a problem with it. It just sounds like everyone says it's fun. So, but they're like, yeah, you've seen your blood pressure, right? So I think they're worried that I'm not healthy enough for such a recreational activity.
But wasn't it first developed for blood pressure?
Well, that was discussed.
It was. So why would it hurt someone with blood pressure if it was supposed to help?
Well,
that was a side effect.
Pretty big wiener, and I'm worried that I might faint. Like if it just all went down there at the same time. It'd be like the flume, you know what I mean? Like the slide at the Valley Fair, the log ride.
Wow.
It really wouldn't be like that, I guess. Maybe that was the wrong choice of projectiles. But either way, doctors aren't in favor of it. So I'll just, I'll have to, you could apparently just call up a place and tell them what's going on. Hey, how's it going? My name's Mark. And I need
Is that why I'm getting all those emails?
It might be. And bills. I just want one. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you heard a popular rock song as a song on a commercial?
I don't.
In my case, I think it goes back to actually after midnight, I think was like Michelob. And then Bob Seger's Like a Rock was like Chevrolet Trucks.
That was the one I was going to bring up because I was very disappointed that it was in a commercial.
I know. So I hope the guys from Pilot, that's Magic, right? Oh, it's Magic. That's the Ozempic ad now. I hope those guys are making just silly money off of that, because that is the ultimate sellout. Especially if they're like, what if they were like just big fat guys too?
It's okay for someone like that, but if you have like Led Zeppelin selling out, that's different. Or the Beatles, or something like that. Even Bob Seger, I put in that category.
The only one I could support is, I think it's Modern English.
Right.
I'll Stop the World and Melt with You. That's the one you saw. They played it twice during their concert, right? Did. Yeah, but also when you put that up against a profile of a cheeseburger up close, that makes sense. Now that's just good marketing right there. But they didn't really sell their souls because that was their only good song.
Right.
And they're just applying it everywhere they can.
And I don't feel bad, but when you have someone big and they're selling out.
Yeah, we should think of other examples. But the Olympics are on. We got that going for us. Who's your least favorite athlete?
You?
Noah Lyles. Oh, that's right. I'm going to say it right now publicly. By the time this episode airs, I don't know what the schedule is, but I want Noah Lyles to get bronze or no medal because he's such a blowhard. I don't like blowhards, man. If you're that good, but then again, Usain Bolt, but he was setting world records. He was a freak, but he was likable in his...
He was not that likable at the height.
Oh, really? Maybe it's because I liked him. But if you don't Noah Lyles to me is just all about him. And he's got all of his, none of his teammates even give a shit about him. He's just such a Jimmy Fallon kind of character.
I don't follow.
What am I going to bring
Olympics
Jimmy Fallon
anymore?
I don't either. I mean, they just started.
Who's I don't.
It's not like you can follow them. There's every 4 years. Goofy, silly head.
Well, I don't pay attention to any of the athletes in it.
There's a guy who has a Minnesota connection, went to Hopkins High School, but he is from, I want to say Liberia. His name is Joseph Fanbule, and he's just an absolute, I don't know what you would call it, conundrum. He runs a 200. He comes out of the blocks like you would today at age 61, but he closes like a goddamn freight train. It's just like if someone could teach this kid how to start, he would be unbeatable.
It's tough coming out of the blocks.
But if that's your job, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, what do you got going this week? Well, let's see, pretty much running. You would think that, part of that day, maybe a couple hours before lunch, before a balanced, nutritious meal.
Everyone tried to come out parallel to the ground and get the fast start that way, but most of them now pop straight up and go. There's
a lot of technique involved. There's a toe drag, which you and I talked about. That's fun to watch. It happens so fast, but it's the how quickly can you get that second foot down? It's not about the big first stride anymore. It's about of a half stride, another half stride, and then but like when you see a guy that wins the 100 and they're like, yeah, I ran a good technical race today. It's like, it's a fucking 100-meter dash. You ran straight ahead as fast as you could. But no, there you got they go low and then they kind of start to get, I'll say it, erect. You know what I mean? They start standing up straight and then they start striding out. And that all happens in 9 some seconds. Oh, some of these guys got giant. I mean, think about, I could be Olympic level because I have less drag or resistance or whatever you call what's in those guys' shorts. I think I would be perfectly suited to run fast.
I don't know where to go with that.
Ozempic. Is there a band that sold out for the Viagra ad? Good. What would be a good song for Viagra? There should be some kind of Solid as a Rock. Who sang that? Wasn't that kind of some gospel singer almost? Solid as a rock. There's that.
Yeah, pretty good.
Big balls. Ooh, I think that would be more of that's not a feature. That's more of a bug than a feature, I think. I'll think of some more Viagra bands and go ahead and feel free to email. If you have any suggestions or Viagra or suitable, like hilarious products that could go against a song, a popular rock song, please email us at the Ascertainers. By the way, there's been some controversy on the spelling of the Ascertainers. A lot of people think it's ASS. It's not. It's ASCERTAINERS at gmail.com. So the Ascertainers at gmail.com. And I bet you guys have some hilarious contributions, and we will steal them and not credit you with them. No, we will credit you because you know our email address. You know where to find us if we don't come correct. I don't think I was done with the Olympics, though. I hope Snoop does some more like late night recording or reporting on the Olympics. Do you remember when he did the horse race or the equestrian thing last year with Kevin Hart? It's one of the funniest things I ever saw. You didn't see that?
Right.
Well, we'll play it for you right after. It's good. If you are listening to this and you aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, you don't remember, then go to YouTube and just do Snoop Dogg, D-O-double-G, doing that thing with my fingers, West Side, and do equestrian or horse, and that'll be enough. It's a sight to behold. It's very funny, in my opinion. So what are you thinking there?
Nothing.
I'm
never thinking of anything. I'm just sitting
I
here.
know. Does your wife still ask you what you're thinking about?
She does.
Really? What do you tell her?
Nothing.
Sometimes I just lie and I just make something up.
I'm usually just staring off into space, and she goes, "What are you thinking about?" Absolutely nothing.
The character David Puddy on Seinfeld, is that kind of your spirit animal?
That is me.
Where he's on a plane, he's just looking at the seat in front of him. And she goes, "Do you want a magazine or anything?"
I'm fine.
That's a gift you have there. So are we finally going to get to 1981 music?
We did 3 episodes with my friend Steve. We were going to talk about 1981 music, and we started a couple of times, but never got to it. So
yes, I just listened to the radio to see if we could have a winner on the radio game. So Black Sabbath was the band. I'm
going to hand this list to Jim, and he can
I'm Jim. Pleased to meet you. Why don't hit my foot, you perv? These are some good songs, man. Is this like for the year?
Yes, 1981 rock song list.
There's some pretty soft songs. So there's a Stones song, and there's a Police song, and there's a Foreigner song, and they're kind of some of the worst shit from any of them. Start Me Up. Did you like Start Me Up?
No, I hated it.
I think everyone hated it. It's just, but it sold. It was a pop song.
I didn't like the Police either.
I love the Police. This Police is every little thing she does is magic. I think that once the Police got out of their first 2 records were very, like, we don't care. Like, we don't give a shit. And it sounded that way. And it was raw. And it was, I think you should give them a listen.
They were rock reggae.
Yeah, they like I said, they didn't care. They weren't trying to fit like a thing. But the big thing is that their drummer grew up like fucking Istanbul or something like that. His dad was like a expat or whatever. I don't know what even that means. He used to play for the Patriots. It's like Tom Brady is an expat. Wes Welker, those guys. And but he learned like his drumming is all backbeat kind of stuff, as opposed to kind of like American rock 4/4 or whatever the hell. He has this kind of, and when you hear it, you know it. But that really dominates their music, and thus Lee, name Lee, right? Yeah, it's Mark. Sorry, thus Mark. That's kind of their signature sound. But then they kind of sold out but they made money. Everyone, I shouldn't say they sold out because it would not like their songs were bad, but they just weren't as edgy and as interesting to me. I love how their most popular song was about stalking a chick. Don't stand so close. No. It's not. Don't stand so close to me. It's I'll be watching you. Every step you take, every breath you take, I'll be watching you. It's not subtle. And then the other one is Don't Stand So Close to Me is about young lady and a teacher. Young teacher, the subject of schoolgirl fantasy. Should I go on? Should I quieter, softer? How do you like it? My bad.
But they were like what Steely Dan was like that. They didn't care. They just wanted to play their kind of jazzy rock.
True.
But it didn't catch on with the mainstream where Police did right away. It took Steely Dan a while that people said, oh, you know what? Just let him be Steely Dan. Don't.
I guess, yeah. There were a few bands like that, like 10cc, another one. We were listening to ARS on the way to the racetrack the other night, or the horse track, and I said that Atlanta Rhythm Section is like a shitty Steely Dan, or just a kind of a scaled down Steely Dan.
They were more of a, I would call them a pop stand.
But they also didn't, but they weren't trying to like fit the mold. They just were playing what they were good at playing. And if we could have a show or a podcast episode dedicated to disappointing albums, like where you got it and you were just like, oh yeah, I can't wait. And then it's like, oh, this is not what I thought I was getting. And Champagne Jam, Atlanta Rhythm Section, although it's a good album, would fit that category.
It was a good album for what they were trying to do, but it wasn't what you expected of the album.
Yes. So but this list does get soft pretty quick, because in the number, give me a number in the top 10. And
I was going to say 12.
Tommy Two-Tone is at number 5. Don't You Want Me by the Human League. Good song. It's no I'll Stop the World and Melt with You. No, that's modern English.
Yeah.
Okay. Same shit, really. Tainted Love by Soft Cell. Quarter Flash is in the top 10. Hall & Oates, I Can't Go For That. What is that?
I can't go for that.
Oh, I kind of really want to know. And then Foreigner, Waiting for a Girl Like You. That's got to be the worst Foreigner song.
No, there's a couple that are pretty bad. But that Soft Cell, Tainted Love, is actually, to me, pretty good. It
was also on a commercial.
What's the other one that goes with it?
Tainted. Oh.
It's 2 songs. Where Did Our Love Go?
Yeah, I think that's still part of the same song, though. But it's like it's got like 2 parts to it. Really?
Yeah, and they're both remakes of like.
Oh, you told me that. Yes.
Yeah.
This makes for great radio here. Remember the one time? Yeah, I forget though. Yeah. Oh, Ascertainers at gmail.com. Yeah, let us know. I will say that the 2-part song, like Journey had one. It was
Led Zeppelin.
What the fuck? It went into another song, and the second song was Ooh, Anytime That You Need Me. Dun, dun, dun,
yeah.
But the song before, or maybe it's the other way around. This is bad. If you're still listening, you're committed. You have nothing better to do. So hang out with us.
Led Zeppelin one, Purple Umbrella with
Livin' Lovin' Made.
And what's the second one?
Fuck if I know. We're really bad at this. There was a band called the Kings that was around 1981.
Oh yeah.
They had Switching to Glide, and then something about the Weekend.
Nothing matters but the weekend.
Yeah, that's how the Switching to Glide started. But what the hell's the other one? This Beat Goes On. Dang, we finally got one. Tremendous, fun song. No saxophones, but keyboards.
Aren't they Canadian?
The Kings?
Yeah.
We talked about this. I'll say yes, because I think
they were.
I think we learned this before. Being old is great.
We learned this before.
This is. I guess it's the only time you can learn something, right? It's like this picture's from earlier. Really? You don't say. Do you have any that are from later?
Yeah, that photo is of me in the past. Yeah, of course it is.
That's a good Mitch Hedberg line right there. Guy, R.I.P. Mitch. He's already passed, so we can't really say that anything bad happened there. I feel bad talking about that stuff because a friend of mine had a loss in his family, a very tragic one, and so I'm not taking that bait at this tender time. But anyway, Dan P. Kelly, thinking about you. So anyway, here, you can bring up another song if you want, because I'm going to do one more stab at the radio game. Commercial.
You Better You Bet, The Who. Did you like that song?
I did not. That's The Who?
Yeah.
Is that from Face Dances?
I don't know.
I thought that was a Peter Townsend solo, but obviously not. You better, you bet. Yeah, there was kind of in there.
That was the first album after Keith Moon died.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give him that then. Yeah, because that song had very little kind of Who soul to it. It was a good song, but it wasn't representative of their, and I hate The Who.
The Voice, Moody Blues.
I can't, I'm not, Once Upon a Time in Your Wildest Dreams.
Oh,
That's The
okay.
Voice, I think. I might be wrong.
Freeze Frame, Jay Giles.
Loved it, owned it. I'm surprised it's not in the record box there.
Is that off of
that's
their
off
Love
of
Stinks?
Oh shit, yes, I hope. Which also had No Anchovies, Please.
Yes, that's a great little
What a weird fucking tune that was.
Another Tricky Day from The Who.
Who was I was thinking about this earlier while taking a pee. I think it's important that people know when I thought of this. Who was the horn player in Jay Giles' band?
Oh, I have no idea.
Magic Dick. Pretty nice little name.
That is. You got the ladies.
You know what? I got to say this because I said this earlier today at the golf tournament I was at. There was like a swag bag, you get like, free stuff, and there's a sleeve of balls in there. And there was it was like a made up brand. It had like 4 logos on it, but Dixon, Dixon was what it looked like, the brand of golf ball. And then I said it afterwards. I go, what's in that bag other than Dixon balls? And I thought that was rather suggestive, and I didn't like it. And I put myself in timeout immediately.
Did it go over well when you said it? Do you say it out loud?
I said it out loud, and it did draw a bit of a chuckle, but maybe a sympathy chuckle. By that much time with me, you're just tired of like acknowledging the stupid shit that comes out of my head. So it's tough. I feel bad for anyone that has to hang out with me. You, present company included.
Well, here's some good ones. Winning, Santana. I love that Santana song.
A lot of people don't guess that as Santana. Doesn't sound like Santana.
No, it doesn't.
It sounds like Steve Winwood, actually.
Lunatic Fringe, Red Rider.
Red Rider, great song. Good one-hit wonder.
Find Your Way Back, Starship, Jefferson Starship. I like that.
Hold on. Are they Starship or Jefferson Starship?
Jefferson Starship. They didn't become Starship till
like probably 82.
Yeah, just a couple of years later. Yeah.
Jane. Wasn't Jane the Starship kind of their...
Boy, I don't know.
Or We Built This City. What's the one that's supposed to be like the shittiest song in rock? Is that We Built This City?
Yes, but that was off of this album with Find Your Way Back.
Okay.
Just Between You and Me, April Wine.
Oh, that's a good-looking ballad right there, kids. You could do a lot worse, ballad-wise.
Hang Fire, The Stones, another shitty song.
Better than Start Me Up, though.
Not by much.
Do.
Your Man, Billy Squier, The Stroke.
81?
Yeah.
That's a good album, man. That was, what was the name of that album, though? It wasn't Lonely as the Night. It was, oh, shit. It's him sitting down. It's The Stroke, Lonely as the Night. That other one. I'll look that up for later. I'm tired.
As you would say, this is good radio.
Yeah, we're not doing 2 tonight.
Stone in Love.
That might be my favorite Journey song. That song, everything, all the timing and everything, the Hi-Fi Kenny stereo in the car, driving to my buddy Scott and Nellie's orange Pinto wagon, rocking out to that action. Those crazy nights, I do remember.
Under Pressure with Queen and David Bowie, which they did not get along on that.
I did not know that. And that's an early sample. That's Vanilla Ice sampled it and claimed that his was just off by 1 beat.
And mine was do.
Yeah, it was thin. It was a thin argument. Little did he know he didn't really need to, because the floodgates came out on using people's beats. That's kind of a shit deal for people that, unless they got paid somehow, but...
I have the skill. Sherbs. I've never heard of that. Have you?
Hey, you played the Sherbs. I don't know any of their songs, though. And there's, what else? You know what? Another band that is KQ played once in a while were the Plymouth Souls.
Never heard of them.
And they showed up on a 81 or 82 list that I saw recently.
I'll have to look up the Sherbs. I have no idea who that is.
Oh, we should do that now, because I think we got to wrap this enterprise up. Oh, just you cut me out?
Yeah.
Smooth. I like it. That's a good strategy. And that way you'll be able to tell if I listen to these things. Hey, I love the last one. Keep up the good work, man.
No,
nice job.
Do great write-ups, so I give you props for that.
Well, it'll be easier without me talking. It'll be like, just listen. It's beautiful.
Why don't you tell everyone how they can get a hold of us?
Well, I think
platform.
What do you mean? The ascertainers@gmail.com?
Yes, that's one way. Any platform you listen to us on, you can text us on.
I feel like they already know that, though. Oh, but nobody texts us. Someone text us, okay? Like, I know on Spotify, you should be able to text right off of the, like, as you're listening. It should be a little link there. And if there isn't...
You can do it on any platform now.
Really?
Yeah, if you're listening.
Has anyone... Have we gotten any? I remember the time I texted in once, and it was pretty anonymous, so I was pretty... It kind of sounded like, lock your doors, Mark.
You gave up the...
I know, like right away. Yeah. But I didn't want to freak you out, you know. Yeah. All right, well, I appreciate everybody listening, or both of you, one of you, whoever. Mom. Hi, Mom. Feeling better? Anyway, we'd love your suggestions and topic ideas, so ping us through one of the many means that we just talked about.
And thanks for listening.
I like it. Stay classy.